Two of the world's best-known TV ministers recently got together in Houston for an event that was literally the first of its kind at Lakewood Church. Pastor Joel Osteen asked Bishop T.D. Jakes of Dallas to preach there. So why is that such a big deal, and how did it happen? Well, I talked to both mega ministers about how they got together in this exclusive interview.
Somebody take my picture. I'm at Lakewood.
A funny thing happened on the way to this service. Bishop T.D. Jakes called Pastor Joel Osteen, hoping to get Lakewood to host a men's conference. A quick tour turned into all day.
We talked about, how I was interested in how he got started and how he prepares messages and things like that. But then, other than that, we had fun.
They'd known each other for years, but not well.
I have always loved him from afar and prayed for him. As he rose to the office of assuming his father's mantle, I watched at a distance and prayed for him and imagined that it was my son. I was praying for him like he's a little kid, you know.
But you know, you all aren't that different in age. He's a few years older than you, but yet you seem to feel as though he's almost like a father figure instead of an older brother.
You know, it's funny because I always thought that, and maybe just because of the presence he carries and again, I think he was preaching when he was 10 years old out in the woods, and so you just see him like that, but, I realized he's not that much older than me. When I got with him one-on-one, it was more like brothers.
Did you do something that made somebody love you, but you don't know what it was?
And like brothers, they have a lot in common. Both pastor mega churches, both preach to millions more on TV. And both have made millions outside of the pulpit from best-selling books and even movies. Their new bond led Osteen to invite Jakes to preach.
Having a guest minister here in your pulpit, that's a fairly unusual thing for you, isn't it?
It really is, because it's usually handled by the Lakewood staff, but we've known Bishop Jakes from afar and just thought it would be a great thing for him to come down and share with our people.
If I was selling them chicken dinners like I used to a long time ago, I could make a killing in here. I think that this is a new model because whether people want to admit it or not, there's often a lot of jealousy in ministry amongst clergy. And I think it's a wonderful indication when a ministry like Lakewood and Pastor Osteen can come together with Potter's House and T.D. Jakes without regard of race or theology or anything else and just worship God as his sons.
Well, these two titans of televangelism have one more thing in common. They're often criticized for being too wealthy and for preaching the gospel of prosperity.
Have churches been affected by the recession?
Hugely. In an amazing
Less contributions?
Lower contributions. Some of them are seeing higher attendance. It depends on the area you live in.
Higher attendance.
Higher attendance, less contributions.
Look, people, I've been telling y'all for a long time, these prosperity pimps are only out here to get your money. Now that we're in this so-called recession, times is hard, and people are losing their jobs and everything they own. Here we have Jakes basically saying contributions are low. Contributions are low? Wait a minute. I thought that, if you sow a seed and you believe God for a harvest, that you'll get this overflow of 100-fold blessings and return. You see, people, the prosperity gospel is a sham. It's a joke. It's a business. Now, the so-called churches are feeling the effects of what's going on in the economy because there's no such thing, ladies and gentlemen, as sow a seed and you'll reap a harvest. Let's listen to more of this madness.
And some are getting lower attendance. It depends on the demographics.
Demographics? Are you kidding me? So wait a minute. Churches are keeping tabs on you people to see which area is sowing the most or giving the most contributions to churches, and they have this all documented in some file cabinet somewhere where they can determine which area is hit the most. People, I'm telling you, it has always been about the money. The church is nothing but a business place, and when the economy is facing turmoil and hard times due to this recession, you're going to have these church leaders, they're going to come up and they're going to start to cry out because they realize the money is not coming in the way it used to. They've been so used to telling you people to sow a seed, believe God for a harvest, 100-fold return. This is your year of the breakthrough. If you have a need, sow a seed. And now he's talking about places that are hit hard, lack of contributions. People, you have to wake up and understand. This man, T.D. Jakes, is a pimp. He's a pimp daddy preacher. He's a child of the devil, and the Most High going to deal with him. Because he been robbing you people blind. He been promising you people a bunch of lies. He been selling books on prosperity, and he is very much into your money. That is what he's concerned with. He's not concerned with your soul. I don't care what he say. He will talk and make you people believe that he's here for you. But the bottom line is your money. Let's continue.
If you're in Detroit or Cleveland or areas that are hard hit, the churches are hard hit too. The church is no more than the people that are in it.
Oh.
Give me a break, man. How in the world he gonna compare himself or the people that's in the church from like preachers? In other words, if the people are hit with hard times and they're struggling, then it's affecting like T.D. Jakes and the Creflo Dollars and all of these other people. That's bologna sandwiches, man. These preachers are not affected in any way. Why? They got your money. These preachers are loaded. They're filled up, man. Their bank accounts are fat. They got book deals, record labels, all sorts of different things that's generating millions and millions of dollars yearly. While you people are living from paycheck to paycheck and about to lose your job. Some of you are about to lose your home, and you can't go to T.D. Jakes and say, hey, Jakes, man, yo, could you help me out with my mortgage? They're going to kick me out. They're going to take my property. You think he's going to help you? You think he's going to do anything for you? No, he's going to tell you, sow a seed and believe God. Oh, really? Please.
We have a Twitter question. What does T.D. Jakes preach more? Why does T.D. Jakes preach more about prosperity and material things than having a personal relationship with God? Is that true?
Yeah, first of all, it isn't true. The first time I found out I was a prosperity preacher, I read it. Nobody thought that.
But you talk about prosperity.
No, not largely. I do mention it. It's a part of what I preach, but it's not a focal point.
T.D. Jakes is one of the biggest liars out there, man. This man is a major prosperity preacher. And if you notice, ladies and gentlemen, he's trying to distance himself from the prosperity doctrine. Notice that. You see, ladies and gentlemen, these devils realize that due to the fact that the recession is hitting everybody and people are feeling the pinch in their pockets, people are losing jobs, times is rough, he's trying to distance himself from the prosperity message so that no one won't come against him like they would a Creflo Dollar or, any of the other pimps that's out there like Kenneth Copeland and all of them. He's trying to distance himself in a smooth way. But listen, all of you out there who know about this man, he's full of crap. He's lying. He's lying right through his teeth, right on Larry King, lying right in his face. This man talk about prosperity all the time. He writes books dealing with prosperity, have business seminars on how to prosper and prosper in business, and constantly talking about sowing seeds and pimping on TBN. He be doing all sorts of stuff about prosperity, and he's talking about only 5% of his sermons is about prosperity. This guy's a liar, man.
Less than about maybe 5% of my sermons are about
Should
it.
money and materialism have anything to do with the church?
It has something to do with the people. It has something to do with every part of our life and society, but it's not a focal point of my ministry.
He said it's not a focal point in his ministry. Well, let's take a look at the evidence, and let's see if T.D. Jakes, the man who loves everyone, don't talk about prosperity and materials and possession. Let's take a look. Roll the tape.
Well, Bishop, you didn't say anything about giving. Well, brother, sister, you wasn't listening. Because if you will obey the Lord and just sow what you have, Don't argue about that figure he spoke. Just sow it by faith. Because what you need God to do, that amount of money won't pay for. $1,000 wouldn't even pay for this. No. This is way past that. There ain't nothing but a stick. For what you believe in God to do, that's just a stick. Throw that stick in the water and stand by the banks and wait. That actually it is coming back to you. Don't just call us when you sow. Write us when you reap. Tell them, I don't even know who that big old country black preacher in the blue suit was. But he was jumping around, sweating and hollering, and the power of God touched me. And I just obeyed God. And everything that I thought I lost came back to me. I want you to tell us your testimony. Because as sure as I'm standing here tonight, God is going to turn it around. Hey! And if you just reach in and receive it, the blessing is yours. The business is yours. The property, I said the property, I said the property is yours. I don't care what they say on the title deed. God said the property is already yours. And all you
gotta do is give him your bank account number. That's all you gotta do. Sow your seed and believe for a harvest. Typical of what you hear from these prosperity preachers. As you can see, T.D. Jakes was on TBN pimping as usual, like all of those people on the trash broadcasting network. All they do is just pimp 24/7, asking you for your money and promising you that you're going to get some blessing, some house, a car. It's all about materials. You don't see him talking about having a nice wife, having blessed children, having all of that stuff. They major in prosperity in the financial area. That's what it's all about.
Prosperity gospel preacher. Evidence after evidence after evidence after evidence. And Mr. T.D. Jakes is not preaching the true gospel of Jesus Christ. But wait, there's more. There is more. We have him in bed with Joel Osteen, as you just seen. If you don't know about Joel Osteen, he's a prosperity gospel teacher also. A motivational speaker. He rarely uses the Bible. The information and knowledge on him is out there. Just a matter if you want to do the studying for yourself. We have him in bed with Joel Osteen, as I said. We've seen a video with him talking about prosperity and stuff. We've seen that. And then we see him in bed with Oprah. Oprah, a new ager, a spiritualist who doesn't believe that Jesus Christ is the only way. She doesn't believe that. When the Bible tells us, have no fellowship with the works of darkness. What fellowship does Christ have with Belial? Light with darkness. The temple of God with infidels, I think it says. And there is T.D. Jakes fellowshipping, gloating and beaming in the praise from a infidel. Somebody who is leading people straight to hell, Oprah herself, with this spiritual new age crap that she's teaching and endorsing. But wait, there's more.
This is Bishop T.D. Jakes, and I want you to join me for Mayor Brown's Interfaith Breakfast on Monday, May the 20th at Prime F. Osborne III's Convention Center. This year's theme is Faith, Family, and Friends. I want you to be there. That's Monday, May the 20th. Doors open at 7:30 a.m. Please call 904-630-3690 for ticketing information. Hey, you ought to be there. I have so much respect for what the mayor is saying and doing in Jacksonville as it relates to inviting the faith community to work together with elected officials. I believe it is the solution to the challenges we face.
Bishop, as far as the mayor working with the interfaith community here, do you see that happening in a lot of other cities as well? Or is Jacksonville ahead of the curve in that area?
I think that Jacksonville certainly is a trendsetter. We are seeing it in some selected areas, but not to the degree that we need to see it. And so I felt it was incumbent upon me to be a part of this process because I think it is so important to the welfare of any city.
Thank you. Okay.
Yes. T.D. Jakes supports interfaith. That just goes back to what I just said in the previous videos about fellowshipping. T.D. Jakes is pushing for the New World Order. In the pictures you see T.D. Jakes at an interfaith service with Muslims, a Christ-denying rabbi, and a heretical Catholic, and others. All these different faiths, they came together for the sake of peace. If you go to www.zoominfo.com, it has them listed as co-chairman of the advisory committee / Interfaith Advisory Committee. So he's the co-chairman of the Interfaith Advisory Committee. Interfaith of all the faiths coming together for one purpose, for peace. In this case, you see him at the Mayor Brown breakfast. Mayor Brown Interfaith Breakfast. This is supposed to be a preacher of the gospel of Jesus Christ. In the other photo that you've seen with him with the people, on the left you have UNF professor Parvez Ahmed, Father Nicholas Luau from St. John the Divine. When the scriptures tell us don't call anybody father, because only one is your father and that's in heaven. Greek Orthodox Church. Well, Father Nicholas Luau from St. Louis, the Divine Greek Orthodox Church, and Mormon Bishop Stephen Haywood. Now you can do your research on these people and see what their beliefs are. But these are the same people. These are the people who T.D. Jakes is in bed with. We've seen him in bed with Joel Osteen. We've seen him say that Jesus is the product. We've seen him say that he doesn't believe in the Trinity. You've seen the videos on that. You can go to the website and confirm it for yourself. You can go check out the links. We've seen him in bed with Oprah. We see him in bed with the interfaith movement. He's the chairman of the interfaith movement. We see him in bed with these different companies and businesses flocking to him because Jesus is a product according to him. We see him in bed with Mormons, with Catholics as far as faith, when Mormons don't even believe in the true Jesus. They don't believe that Jesus Christ is God manifested in the flesh. They believe that Jesus is Michael the Archangel. I think that's what they believe. If I'm not mistaken, in some other garbage. They believe in another gospel. Joseph Smith got his... I'm not even going to get into that. It's a whole different... Do your research on Joseph Smith and Mormons. But these are the people who T.D. Jakes is in bed with. Joel Osteen, Oprah, Interfaith. Interfaith. Let's come together with the Muslims and pray together for peace. Where does it teach that in the Bible? You won't find it anywhere in the Bible, because the Bible teaches against it. T.D. Jakes or T.D. fakes. How can you not see this man for who he is? Or do you not just care? Do you not just care? Do you not care? I care. I care because he's leading people astray. And then when you try to preach the gospel to somebody, like, oh, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. I'm saved. Are you really? Are you born again? You know, it's amazing how you can ask so many Christians, are you born again? And they look at you like, what are you talking about, born again? Born again, what do you mean? Or they'll say, yeah, I'm born again, but their fruit doesn't line up with what they're saying. And this man's fruit definitely does not line up with Scripture. If interfaith doesn't do it for you, then I don't know what will. I'm not going to a mosque to pray with Muslims. I'm not going to an interfaith breakfast with different religions coming together and we're praying for the sake of peace. I'm going to share a little bit more evidence and facts. Nothing that I'm making up or slandering the man, as some people would say. I'm presenting the facts. Words out of his own mouth. Things that anybody can find. I'm going to share a few more things. And then we'll close. But check this out. I know some people are going to say, oh, that's a stretch. What he is doing in these next clips, or what I'm going to show you, is not natural. And if you do your research on it, you know what it is. And I may even add a video to that showing what I'm about to show you now.